Welcome back to the Midday Lounge. This is Global RnB 96.3. Man, it is a great Wednesday afternoon. It feels good to be back inside the Midday Lounge. As always, I got my co-host, the late Nate D, in the building.
Good morning.
It's the
Afternoon.
I'm about to say,
I mean, 12 is kind of like,
we pushing it, baby. You know what? We are morning in some areas, so I'll let you slide this up.
and the sun's out.
It sounds like that. So listen, I got a great show that I want to go ahead and get into. You ready? You ready for this?
Oh, I'm definitely ready.
Are you familiar with the term analogies, escapisms?
Vaguely.
Okay, so listen, I'm gonna do it like this. Escapism, I'm gonna put it in my own context. Okay, are you cool with that?
Yep.
So basically, I want to entitle this show "Escapisms: Filling Voids with Unhealthy Habits." All right. In this day and age, I just feel like everybody's running, like they Jackie Joyner Kersey in this mug. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Running from wherever they want to run from. I don't know what it could be, what it can't be, but I just know they're running, and I just wanted to talk about this today. We might seriously be running from a world that we actually really created. All right. So I'm gonna break down with the definition. We're gonna do it like that, and then we're gonna get into this.
All right.
Escapisms is a mental diversion from unpleasant or boring aspects of daily life, typically through activities involving imagination or entertainment. Escapism will also be used to occupy oneself oneself away from persistent feelings of depression or general sadness. All right. So, with that being said, now that we know what escapism is, okay, can you look at the world in which you created? Are you happy with it right now?
So that I can look at the world that I've created and I can't say that I'm happy with it right now, but I'm looking at the world that I'm creating and I can say I'm happy with that.
Okay, I like that. So, do you view escapisms as a healthy form of mental release?
So it can be. However, I look at it based off of your definition
Mhm.
and everything. I look at it like one's diet. Everything is good for you within moderation, but if you overdo things, if you overindulge, then that's when it becomes unhealthy for you. So I feel like escapism can fall into that line of ideology.
Yeah, okay. So if I had to answer the question, I'd definitely say I created a lot of mess in my life, especially in these 30 plus years. I ain't gonna get into how old I really am, but I created a lot of mess. I could say when I was not happy, it resulted in me going to those escapisms. Maybe mine was probably the booty room or sexual voice, something
The
like that.
booty
The
room.
booty room, man. The little strip club. Body tap in Atlanta. Shout out to Cheetahs, all that good stuff. That was probably my escapism. All right, and so if I had to answer the question, I'm gonna say I don't think escapism is probably healthy. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but in my mind, when I hear it, especially with the last term when they talked about being running away from depression or whatever, I said I don't think escapism is probably gonna be healthy, especially when it comes to coping mechanisms. I think it's just really masking it and it's not really fixing anything.
I can get with that.
Okay, I'm glad that you could. I'm glad that you could. So if anybody want to join the conversation, hit the hotline 804-476-2306. I wanna definitely hear from y'all with y'all escapisms. So I don't that guy. I feel like I'm gonna be the mediator for this today. I don't know why.
Go ahead, go off.
I don't know. I don't like going off like that. So I don't.
Hey, I was a mediator one time, so
You right. All right.
balance.
All right. So how did you create that space or that peace for yourself? And why did you still think that you see some people that may or may not be running from it, especially for those people that already know their purpose in life, they already know their peace, but they still be running from everything?
I feel like it's like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink or whatever. So like you can know everybody, and I learned this with finances. Everybody knows what they need to do in order to live the life that they want to live.
Okay.
But a lot of people don't follow through with doing what they need to do to get where they want to live. And like everybody has different excuses and whatnot, but I feel like nobody really knows, like there's people that don't know what they're doing in life, but I feel like everybody knows what their happiness looks like.
Okay.
And if you know what your happiness looks like, you can definitely look up the steps to get it. I feel like in this day and age, we have way too many avenues of escapism, if that makes any sense.
It makes a whole lot
you
of
can
sense.
literally live your life online.
Hey, man, I like where we're going so far. Man, listen, let's hit the hotline real quick. I wanted to go to the phone line. I had to hit my homegirl up. Our resident doctor, Dr. Ash, is on the phone line. Talk to him.
How you doing?
Man, it's good to have you back, Dr. Ash.
It's good to be here.
All right. As you know, we was talking about escapisms. And just for everybody that doesn't know what escapism is, if you're tuning back in with us, escapisms is a mental diversion from unpleasant or boring aspect of daily life. Typically, activities involving imaginations or entertainment, usually for escaping persistent depression or general sadness. So, and before the break, Dr. Ash, I was just really thinking. I was like, "Hey, man, it's like, what does peace look like? What does peace look like for you? What does peace look like for most people? But in general, I just want to talk to you. In your professional opinion, what do you think peace looks like, and why do you think that some people run from it?"
Well, I definitely feel like peace looks different for everybody. I can't say my personal opinion would be, Zen, candles lit, nice glass of wine, uninterrupted, just me alone, taking a walk, things like that. However, that's me personally.
Okay.
But I do feel like as a society, we've gotten away from peaceful interactions or just being at peace with ourselves alone. That peace is considered boring, like you mentioned earlier in the definition of escapisms.
Yeah.
So we're not a society that feeds off of peace anymore, per se. It's almost non-existent to a certain group of people in society at this day and age.
Oh, girl, you talking. You better go, Dr. Ash. You better go. The only reason why I was thinking about this because I was really thinking about it to myself. I was like, man, some of the reasons why I think, like, for me, I know I'm gonna be honest with me. Sometimes I used to be like, man, I don't really know what my purpose is here on Earth. So I always gotta turn the TV on. I always gotta go to the booty club. I always gotta do certain things to
not the booty club.
The booty club, Dr. Ash, the booty club, man. I had to go do certain things to get my mind off of thinking about the world that I created for myself and the things that I wasn't doing and why I was dropping the ball at on a day-to-day basis. You know what I'm saying? So I guess the last question.
That's true.
And so let me get your thoughts. So for you, not to throw a curveball at you, how do you think that certain people can get to knowing what their purpose is? And I know that's a loaded question, but I just want to, probably get some of your professional opinion on it.
Yes, it is a loaded question, but I think it just kind of ties back into one of my earlier statements, being okay with being alone self. I don't mean like you can't have a relationship or anything like that, but even, as we both know, we're grown, we've been married before. You can be in a relationship and still have you time. You don't have to be tangled up in the individual or your friends or your family all the time. You need time alone.
Yeah.
And when you have that time alone, you sit and reflect on who you are, what you need to do without asking all these other people's opinions, which is helpful at times. But sometimes that can alter your view or opinion of what you need to do for you, and sometimes it'll go against what you naturally know that you need to do for you, because now you feel like you need to please all these other people that you have asked. So again, just sitting alone with self, giving yourself time to reflect on, like you said, what you need to do, where you dropped the ball, what you feel like your purpose is. You can't find that if you're always wrapped up in the booty club, drinking or whatever, what have you. So time for self is key, like key. And that's the thing that most people today run from. It's okay to be alone. It's okay to just sit in silence. No phone, no TV, no friends, no drinks. Just chill, relax, and figure out who you are as a person and where you need to go, what you need to do to get there.
Hey, I love it. Man, Dr. Ash, I appreciate having you. I appreciate you calling in and talking to us. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. Hey, do you want to drop any handles where anybody can find you at or anything like that? Or are you good?
I'm good.
All right. Hey, listen, if y'all do want to find her, you can always come to GlobalRnBradio.com. Hit the hotline 804-476-2306. And if you really want some conversation with Dr. Ash, I can try to hook it up for you. All right, we'll be back in a second. All right. Listen. Oh my goodness, Dr. Ash.
That was really good. That was really deep. Everybody needed to hear that.
I thought so too, man. Listen, we're gonna be back in a second. Make sure you hit the hotline 804-476-2306. We got more right after this break. Escapisms. We are talking about avoiding. We're avoiding a life in which we create it. Sometimes you just got to sit in that thing, man. We're talking about filling those voids with unhealthy things. Okay, so. A matter of fact, you know what? I forgot. You know what, Lady They Do? I had Dr. Ash doing all that talking last time. So, you know what? I'm going to let you get some of your stuff out, baby. What you got?
So, when life gets... Wait, what?
What?
What you mean get some of my stuff out?
I feel like I was doing too much talking. We were doing too much talking, so I didn't want to leave you out. I want to make sure that you involved inside of this conversation.
Oh, because I had answered that question.
No. I just make sure that I didn't want you to feel like you didn't talk too much. I want it's usually me and you. We got some co-hosts today.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
She about to go in on it. Calm down.
Nah, I was a little bit lost.
I see.
No, but I pretty much said my thoughts.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so when life gets tough, how do you feel like you can resolve conflict?
Definitely gotta accept the conflict for one thing. I definitely believe that you gotta face your demons. Some of those might be some childhood demons, something like that. Or stuff that you probably got to sit in with the moment, but you just got to sit there in the moment. Don't run from it. I like to speak to a higher power. I go to Yahweh or God, or you can go to your higher power, whatever you see fit. And I also like to start encouraging Black men or men and people in general, women in general, just to go to therapy. I'm not saying it is the only method to go to. I ain't gonna lie. I'm probably not the best therapy person. I like to go to the Bible and go to God per se. But hey, you might want to go to therapy, and that's cool. I'm just saying, but hey, sometimes you gotta get that stuff off your chest. Somewhere where sometimes it's good to have a mediator, even a self-mediator, help you with get your stuff out sometime, especially some of that trauma that you went through in your past. And just don't be afraid to actually put your solution in action.
Facts. I agree.
Hey man, I be thinking so. Look, I ain't no doctor. Shout out to Dr. Ash. I ain't no doctor. But don't push me. What about you?
Well, one, I'm totally on board with therapy. I think everybody literally should go to therapy.
Oh yeah, shout out to therapy.
And that's not no shade to. I also feel like it's very important to go to the spiritual side too, because that feeds a need. But I feel like therapy feeds a different need.
It could be.
So yeah, I definitely agree with that, and I definitely log off. Sometimes it's okay to log off.
Log off. You talking about like social media or everything? Or
everything. Log off. Man. I feel like people be too in tune to everything, and sometimes it's okay. The moments where I've had the best amount of clarity in where to take my next steps has been when I just logged off. Like I distanced myself from people. Like I really just took time to be by myself and to figure things out. So
people have an issue without just like I said, just sitting there. They always gotta. They don't want to. They don't want to come to themselves. They don't want to. They want a distraction from what they did, or some people they want a distraction from dropping the ball. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh, I never did that before. So yeah, they want a distraction from the day-to-day basis of them dropping the ball on certain things. But ooh, I never did that. I don't know where that came. Dropping the ball on a day-to-day basis, but I see where you're going with it. So, basically on a larger scale, given the amount of media, all right, that one can be exposed to, what is the advice that you would give our listeners about how to avoid escapisms?
Log off. And I say this because in one of the most volatile moments of my life, I was logged in, and I not only were other people feeding into it, but I was feeding into it. I was putting all my business on Facebook. You feel me?
Yeah.
And at this point in life, if you ask me today, that is childish. Don't do it. But you have other people on the media feeding into it, and they don't really care about really what you're going through. They're just there for the entertainment. They got their popcorn. They're chiming in. But log off. But turn your TV off, because sometimes when you view too much negative things, and when you turn on TV, there's always something negative.
Yeah.
You're adding that into your energy. So just log off.
Yeah. I actually had a problem. Like it used to be a day and age where we wake up and we go for, in the Army, we get up, we go do PT and stuff, Now everybody, first thing they do is grab their phone. First thing they do is grab their tablet, whatever, go turn the TV on. just go through life without all of that stuff, man.
You really don't need your phone. Like, everybody feels like they need a phone.
Yeah, man.
The most peaceful time in my life is when I leave my phone at home.
I'm telling you, escape. You know what? You want to escape something? Escape those vices. Escape the booty room. Escape having sex all the time to fill voids because of loneliness. Or escape those drugs and those needles in your arms. And escape social media altogether. I ain't gonna lie. I believe social media to be the devil. I get on it because I know I gotta do it for radio purposes. But I don't like it. I don't like it whatsoever. If I'm really gonna be honest about it.
If it's not paying you, you do not need to be on there like it's paying you.
So I'd be if I was to tell my listeners, sit inside your stuff sometime, find your inner strength. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, but face your inner demon or whatever that case may be. If your vices gotta control you that much, when you feel like you gotta escape life, then you probably gotta do some self-reflection.
Yeah, no, because when those vices are over, you still have to sit in.
Still gotta sit in it. So me, like I say, I like to go to the Bible. That's me. Whatever y'all do, y'all do. And sometimes I feel like I want to talk to people. Sometimes I feel like I don't want to talk to people. But I definitely do want to sit in it. I'm not going to act like I don't go crazy sometimes when I be sitting, when I overthink it sometimes. But once I get to my place of zen and I calm down a little bit, I'm good. And then I'm over it. But I went through it. I ain't gonna say by myself because sometimes I do have my people with me, but I went through it. I say it like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I actually feel like I got more clarity because the fact that I went through it and I found a peaceful resolution to the issue in my eyes. So just sit in it, go through it with some people, talk to some healthy people. If you need to go to therapy, go to therapy. Sometimes you just need a good friend, mama, daddy, whatever you may or may not go.
I think therapy because it's objective. People close to you without meaning to will sometimes enable to be us. That's why it's good to have an objective.
That's why I said sometimes. But sometimes you got people that you need that know you good that can do it.
But sometimes you don't want to listen to those people because they are so close to you.
I wouldn't go to them.
Get objective.
I wouldn't go to them though.
But that's you. We're talking to our listeners.
But you telling me what I would tell them. I'm telling what I would tell them. You already told them what you would tell them. So sit back. I'm telling you what I would. If sometimes you don't feel like you want to go to therapy, go to somebody that you trust, whatever it could be. Sometimes you just got to get it off your chest. Sometimes you don't. It is what it is. Small little steps. I'm just saying, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Miss Lady Daddy about to get fired.
He will, nah. He would, but nah.
I'm glad you came. I'm glad you came back. All right, we'll be back in a second. Hit the hotline, 804-476-2306. We have entertainment news as well as global news coming up next.